2027, the automotive world may finally face a terrifying question. What happens when a luxury grand tour stops behaving like a car and starts behaving like a living machine? Because the new Jaguar GT is not just another expensive coupe designed for rich neighborhoods and Instagram reels. This thing feels like a warning shot fired directly at the entire luxury performance industry. One look at it, and suddenly traditional sports sedans start feeling old. Predictable, almost outdated. The 2027 Jaguar GT doesn't arrive quietly. It storms into the future like a thunderstorm wearing a tailored suit. Long, low, aggressive, elegant, and somehow deeply emotional at the same time. It looks like somebody asked artificial intelligence to imagine what British luxury should feel like in the next decade, and then Jaguar actually built it in the craziest part. This car may divide people harder than almost any Jaguar before it. Some will call it the rebirth of the brand. Others will say Jaguar lost its soul completely. But one thing is certain, nobody is ignoring this machine. Welcome back to Avengers Autos. Today we are diving deep into the most mysterious and potentially game-changing luxury performance cars of the future, the 2027 Jaguar GT. And trust me, this thing is way more than just beautiful sheet metal. The moment you see the front design, you instantly realize Jaguar is no longer interested in playing safe. The old soft curves are gone. In their place sits a sharper, more futuristic face that almost looks sculpted by wind itself. The nose sits low and dramatic while ultra-thin. LED lighting slices across the front, light glowing electric blades. There's still Jaguar DNA hidden inside the design, but now it feels evolved, almost cybernetic. The grille situation is fascinating because Jaguar may move toward a mostly closed front fascia if this GT becomes fully electric. That changes the personality completely. Instead of looking mechanical, the front end starts looking intelligent, like the car is staring back at you and quietly judging every other vehicle around it. And honestly, it works. This thing has road presence that feels almost cinematic. Not loud in the way a supercar screams for attention. More like a futuristic villain entering a scene slowly while everyone else becomes nervous. Moving toward the side profile, the proportions are absolutely critical to why this car looks so dramatic. Jaguar understands one thing many companies forgot. A grand tour should feel emotional even when parked. The hood stretches endlessly, the roofline flows backward like liquid metal, the rear hunches SID, muscular, intense, like the car is preparing to leap forward at any second. Some future EVs look like household appliances with wheels. This doesn't. The Jaguar GT still feels alive. Flush door handles, active aerodynamic channels, hidden sensors, and incredibly smooth body surfacing all suggest that airflow was obsessed over during development. Every angle appears designed to cut through the air with minimal resistance. And because efficiency matters massively in the EV era, aerodynamics may become the new horsepower war. Even the wheels feel futuristic. Expect massive aerodynamic alloy designs somewhere around 22 inches, possibly featuring adaptive inserts that change airflow, depending on speed. Sounds insane today, but in 2027, completely believable. Then you reach the rear design, and suddenly the entire car transforms emotionally. The tail section looks wide, dramatic, and beautifully aggressive. Thin LED light bars stretch across the back, creating a signature lighting identity that could become iconic for Jaguar's future lineup. The diffuser area may remain clean and minimal if this becomes fully electric, but Jaguar knows how important drama is. So expect sculpted surfaces, active aero components, and enough visual tension to make the car feel expensive from half a mile away. At night, this thing could look unreal. Honestly, it may resemble a spaceship disguised as a luxury jeet car. And that's where the deeper conversation begins. Because Jaguar isn't just redesigning a car here, they're redesigning their identity for years. Jaguar built beautiful machines that people admired, but didn't always buy. German rivals dominated sales, reliability conversations, and technology battles. Meanwhile, Jaguar often felt like the talented artist trapped in a room full of accountants. But this GTE feels different. This feels like Jaguar finally deciding to stop chasing competitors and instead create its own lane entirely. Step inside the cabin and the philosophy becomes even clearer. Minimalism meets theater. The dashboard likely abandons traditional button-heavy layouts for a cleaner, floating architecture dominated by curved OLED displays. Ambient lighting stretches across the cabin like liquid energy. Sustainable luxury materials may replace traditional leather in many versions. using recycled fabrics, advanced synthetic materials, and ultra-premium finishes that still feel rich and emotional. That matters because modern luxury buyers are changing. In 2027, luxury is no longer just about wood and leather. It's about intelligent sustainability personalization experience. The steering wheel may become partially retractable during autonomous driving situations. AI-powered systems could learn driver habits, adjust seating positions automatically, predict climate preferences, and even alter suspension settings based on your mood or driving style. Sounds futuristic, honestly. Companies are already experimenting with these technologies right now. The passenger experience may become one of the Jaguar GT's biggest strengths. Imagine active noise cancellation, creating near silence inside the cabin while the panoramic glass roof darkens automatically. Depending on sunlight intensity, seats could include biometric monitoring, massage functions, heating, cooling, and adaptive side bolsters that tighten during aggressive cornering. This stops feeling like transportation. It starts feeling like a luxury lounge moving at terrifying speed. And speaking of speed, performance could completely redefine expectations for Jaguar. There's a very strong possibility the 2027 Jaguar GT becomes fully electric. If that happens, expect dual motor or even tri-motor setups producing somewhere between 600 and 800 horsepower. Instant torque delivery would give the car brutal acceleration capable of embarrassing traditional V8-powered competitors. 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. Absolutely possible, but Jaguar also understands something important. Raw speed alone is meaningless if the car has no emotion. That's why engineers may develop artificial soundscapes or vibration systems to recreate emotional engagement during acceleration. Purists may hate that idea immediately, others may love it either way. It shows how the industry is evolving into something completely different from what enthusiasts grew up with. Handling should remain deeply connected to Jaguar heritage. Adaptive air suspension, rear-wheel steering, torque vectoring, and predictive road scanning systems may allow this GT to feel both comfortable and dangerously sharp at the same time. 1 second it glides over rough roads like a luxury limousine. The next second it attacks corners with shocking confidence. And honestly, that dual personality is exactly what a real Grand Tour should deliver. Still, not everyone will embrace this future. Some Jaguar fans will miss the growling gasoline engines. They'll miss the mechanical imperfections, the vibrations, the rawness, the chaos, and that criticism is fair because the automotive world is changing so quickly that sometimes it feels like emotion itself is becoming digitized. But maybe Jaguar understands that better than anyone. Maybe this GT isn't trying to replace the past. Maybe it's trying to reinterpret emotion for a new generation entirely. Daily usability also appears stronger than older Jaguars ever managed. EV packaging could create more cabin space, better storage solutions, and surprisingly practical comfort for long-distance travel. Fast charging capability may allow hundreds of kilometers of range recovery in minutes rather than hours. And if Jaguar gets the software right, which is a massive challenge nowadays, this GT could genuinely compete with rivals from Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and even futuristic newcomers entering the EV luxury market. But emotionally, this car feels different from all of them. German luxury often feels clinically perfect, extremely competent, extremely precise. Jaguar has always been about drama. And the 2027 GT might become the most dramatic Jaguar ever made. Not because it's reckless, because it's brave. Enough to completely reinvent itself in front of the entire world. And honestly, that's rare in today's automotive industry where many brands play safe and copy each other endlessly. The 2027 Jaguar GT feels like the future arrived early. A machine balancing luxury, performance, sustainability, AI technology, and emotional design all at once. It may fail spectacularly, it may become legendary. But either way, this car matters. Because if Jaguar gets this right, we may look back at the GT as the exact moment the brand stopped surviving and started leading again. And now the real question becomes interesting. Would you actually want this futuristic Jaguar GT in your garage, or do you think luxury performance cars are losing their soul in the electric era? Drop your thoughts down below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the future of Jaguar, subscribe to Avengers Autos because the next generation of cars is about to get absolutely insane.